Okay. Well, we're gonna do a few live casts. We'll see how this goes. We're gonna play a little bit of High Elves. They're definitely not a faction that I'm very experienced with. They don't really synergize with my playstyle either, but I am interested to at least get a little bit more hands-on time with them and see if maybe that's just prior experience in Warhammer 2 talking, and if I can maybe lock in some good strategies, and I don't know, just give it a whirl, right? Never a bad idea to just jump in and experiment with different factions, even if you have played them in the past and not necessarily enjoyed them all that much. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do here. I'm waiting for our opponent to load in. Glade of the Everqueen, you know, pretty decent map for the High Elves, honestly. It's, you know, pretty tightly compacted as a battlefield, so it's a little bit harder for your opponent to just, like, overwhelm you across all fronts, but there's definitely things you do need to be careful of and look out for. Against the Tomb Kings, it's a pretty tricky faction. They can definitely be a little bit threatening if you're not careful. We got a lot of missiles here. We got the Shadow Walkers, who I'm very curious about what they can do. Got Eltharion with Apotheosis, and then I also have a Burning Headcaster here in reserve. This is a very odd Tomb King's army. It's pretty small. So this could end up being a bad situation for me, depending on what their army composition is, and whether or not I can, like, effectively use my forces here. We'll actually use the Shadow Walkers to get up on the number 2 early. These guys are going to be in 4, and I'll fold these guys into... No, actually, I'm going to keep them up here with the Shadow Walkers, since we've got the Vanguard deployment. Let's get up here. Let's get up over there. We're going to fly overhead. We're going to move in. Like, position the Lotherns, like, kind of here in the middle of the field to control space. I got a Bone Giant, Kotep on a Chariot. Just a bunch of spears, 5 spears. So he's got 3 units hiding around the field somewhere. I would guess it's 3 Sepulchral Stalkers. Because I can't think of that many other stealthed units. Nor can I think of anything that would, like, fit the description for what would be expensive enough to round out the army. Because Skeleton Spears are 325 gold. Bone Giants are 14 or 1500 or something like that, and Kotep does have a lot of stuff here in terms of spells, but he's not that expensive. I don't think that's the majority of the cost of that army. We just need to fly around. Eltharion is gonna do a little scouting. We'll play around the pillar to avoid Bone Giant fire as much as possible. Got the point here. We'll just pull back. No need to be too crazy aggressive. Just need to, you know, micro and stay active here. Burning Head. What do I need here first? I actually think the Burning Head is Burning Headcaster is a really good idea right now. Chosen of the Gods up in the trees. Just gonna dodge some shots. Yeah, there's Sepulchral Stalkers. Because you can tell that there's something here because my opponent was just casting a spell on them. We just need to stay out of range. We don't have any reason to go over there right now. Need to just avoid the worst of my opponent's army for a bit here. And we'll actually send the Lotherns over a little. Keep this guy behind this tree. The tree can block shots, which will be really nice for me. Do I bring Storm Riders out? I actually think they're a pretty good idea here. They're not that expensive. They can help hold the back point. Check ranges. regularly. That way you can avoid your opponent's shooting. If the Bone Giant wants to shoot Rangers, that's great for me. Avoiding damage from other units is going to be very, very, very important. And we can focus fire on the Chosen of the Gods here, because as much armor as the Ushabti Greatbows have, this is a big overextension for my opponent, not paying enough attention to where units are moving around to, and giving me a really good opportunity to just, like, gun down a very expensive unit early. Not something that I want to pass up, so just dodge. Very important to micro your lords and avoid missile fire as much as possible. These guys are going to have a really hard time escaping from all of this because they're so deep into the firing range of the Lothern Sea Guard. They're just getting pin cushioned right now, which is really nice for me. That's a big value lead early. Bone Giant shoots. We managed to dodge that as well. We're going to pull these guys back. Avoid as much of that fire as possible, and then we just want our formation to get back up into, you know, a little bit more of an orderly line here. We'll back up because the Bone Giant's creeping in. We want the Shadow Walkers to get back into stealth. And we're sitting pretty so far. We got skeleton chariots in the woods there. We got a ton of supplies, and I think I'm going to actually bring out my 2 Silver Helms and keep them in the woods over here. And these guys are going to hide in the trees. We just don't have any reason to be wacky here, you know. Hits a tree. It's very unlucky for my opponent. We'll hide in the tops of the trees here, because the Bone Giants, it's going to be a little harder for him to shoot Altharian if he's hiding up in here. He really should be targeting the Storm Riders instead of the Rangers here, because the Storm Riders are a much more densely packed infantry formation. You can actually get in here and poke a little bit. Because Bone Giants have decent range, but it's not so far that I can't also get some counterfire in here. Wearing that guy down is going to be really nice for me. I'll bring a Silverin Guard in. They'll be really good for holding the point. We just need to poke here. So my opponent's not being very decisive and confident with the positioning. Just holding back really far and letting me poke away at range is just not a great idea. Like, the damage to the Rangers isn't terrible. It's not insignificant, but he's losing a lot of HP on a pretty expensive big monster here. I'll actually go to the objective back here. We'll bring another Ranger in now. Because we do have to kill the infantry. And he is focusing down one of my anti-chaff tools here. Yeah, let's move up. Take him off fire at will. I don't really want these guys wasting a bunch of their ammo. And yeah, this Bone Giant's going down. My opponent needed to be more active. It's just not quick enough. And he's just leaving it to get gunned down by my mass archer build here. And not being aggressive early here is a big mistake. He's coming out of the trees now, but we do actually have answers for a lot of the stuff that's here. I just want these Illyrian Reaver archers to get in there and do some damage. Eltharian's going to move up now. He's going to help shut down the chariots. There's a lot of chariots coming in, actually. So I think I need the Illyrian Reaver cavalry in now. Because we just can't afford to let our Lothern Sea Guard just get absolutely dunked on here. So get a little bit of work done there. The Lich Magic, or whatever it is, the Lich Staff is being used. We've got the Sepulchral Stalkers in range now. So let's actually pull the Illyrian Reaver Archers out. We're going to get a Burning Head in here. Theoretically, it'll do some good damage. Kind of a miss, unfortunately. It does get good pathing a little bit there. But we could have definitely done better damage than what we got done. And let's just send our guys into melee combat here. We've done significant damage to my opponent's army here. We just need to hold our formations, basically. And we will probably win this match. Silver Helms need to pull out so they're not getting killed by the Tomb Guard. Just poking all this chaff down is going to work out really nicely for me. So make sure that we're focus firing these guys. Most of the chariots are dead. They were kind of just left in combat, which is, you know, not really great for them. We'll use Eltharion now to dive very aggressively onto Katep here. Yeah, and the Eyes of the Desert also getting shot to pieces. We got good value on the Shadow Walkers, actually. That's kind of cool. I don't know how good of a unit they really are, but just seeing that much value is pretty inspiring, in my opinion. We will be able to get a Burning Head soonish here. And even though the Tomb Guard, you know, they've been getting engaged in melee combat a bunch, and I've been poking them with the bows in the meantime, which has meant that they really haven't been able to get a whole lot of work done. We're just going to get a Burning Head here. We'll pull back with these units to try and avoid any friendly fire. Burning Head is tricky business. It can absolutely ruin you if you're not careful. You just need like one bad rotation and it'll just wreck your own units, but luckily not that much damage here. And my opponent's just basically cooked now. We got Eltharion all up in Katep's face and doing just big damage to this bad boy. And there's some more Chosen of the Gods fire, so Eltharion's going to get up in the air and just heal himself. And we're going to pop Starwood's Staff again. Just stay back here, reform the ranks a little. Just get up on this point now, because my opponent's army is pretty much dead now. And we got pretty reasonable value on most of our stuff here. Just continue to range these guys. Knowing when and where to micro, I've said it many times. I love the harp on points, though, that I think are very important, especially for newer people. You don't have to have just, like, unbelievable godlike micro to win games. You know, you can notice I'm being very sparing with when and where I'm getting active with my, like, actual attention to units. And a lot of the reason for that is just, if you position your units well in the early game, you don't have to do nearly as much moving them around. Because, you know, you want to use micro to win more, not to bail yourself out of bad positions. Good positioning will keep you in a winning position early and often, and then you can just compound on that over time. That's kind of how I think about it. We'll just summon in the rest of these units, and, you know, we can just unsummon some of the more beat-up stuff. We'll heal this Silver Helm, because they got most of their models. Fireborn will hang out back here with Rahaga's Pride. Poking the Skeleton Spearman is fine. I mean, we've basically won this game. My opponent is taking forever to get back in here. And, you know, the Silver and Guard, they'll probably get hammered a little bit, but they'll be able to hold reasonably well. And we just want to make sure that the pressure onto the side objective isn't overwhelming. We'll pull back here because we see the sandstorm coming in. Don't want to let my stuff get killed by that vortex. Focus fire, run our mage around. The mage is probably what the Necrosphinx should go after right now. There's a lot of chevrons on units here, and chevrons are really not that strong. They don't have a very high impact oftentimes. Better off doing other stuff, in my opinion, as a general rule of thumb, in terms of spellcasting. Like, especially for the Tomb Kings also, where you've got stuff like Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance, which is direct damage. It's way more consistent. Like, Vortex spells are better in campaign. They just don't do nearly enough in multiplayer games because Oftentimes, good, like I said, just keeping your stuff from not blobbing up too much. Maintaining good lines of combat precludes high-value casts of stuff like Sekhmets and the sandstorms that Kotep has bound to his character. But yeah, like, pretty reasonable stuff. Eltharion did okay. We got the Lotherns to get some good value. Shadow Walkers just went crazy. Honestly, pretty surprised at the value on them. They're very expensive. If they had gotten dived early by the Skeleton Chariots, it might have not gone as well for me. Just way too many chevrons on a lot of this stuff. You don't need it. Anything like Skeleton Chariots and Necrosphinxes and Bone Giants, I would avoid bringing that many chevrons on all those guys, because that is making them way too expensive. And Tomb Kings already have cap weight issues. And honestly, they've kind of fallen off. Like, people have really started to figure out Tomb Kings overall as a faction and know how to counter them in Dom mode. I don't know, man. They do a little bit better if you have more of a spread on their armies. But we win. It's nice. Solid first victory. Not overextending into Tomb Kings. Punishing them as they try to close the distance and hitting all of their high-value targets and just focus firing them into oblivion is what won us that game. You know, generally speaking, the Tomb Kings need their Skeleton Spearmen to like run in and lock down the enemy shooting for the Tomb Kings to do well. And fighting the Lothern Sea Guard, the skeletons, it's not like good value for skeletons per se, but it would have made it a lot harder for me to kill those bigger targets. Excuse me, who could have really been pounding Eltharion a little bit more consistently. You just need more of an army for the Tomb Kings. Let me actually show off some Tomb Kings builds. That'd be a little bit stronger. Nerus and Usirians. Usirian's just so good against factions that have heavy cavalry, because that's one of the weaknesses that you run into with the Tomb Kings. And they need stuff to punish that. You just bring Cetra on the Sphinx, Restless Dead, Nerus, Usirians. You don't really need his items. It gets kind of expensive if you bring all that, and you just use them to trample infantry and apply terror. He's very disruptive. Skeleton Warriors, you probably don't want a bunch of. They just are very poor in combat. Lots of spears. Nekar Warriors against the High Elves. Good if they get on top of infantry, but they have no armor or shields, so they just get wrecked by missile fire. I liked the Tomb Guard Halberds. Pretty strong choice. Screaming Skull Catapult wouldn't be a bad idea against the High Elves. I do like the Chosen of the Gods. Eyes of the Desert you have in reserve, I think. With the remainder of this, remainder of the money you got, Skeleton Horse Archers, probably. You can do something like this. Yeah, one Skeleton Horseman. There. This is where you use chevrons, is where you got, like, money left over. Just, like, pop 2 chevrons on the melee horseman. So it does a little better in, combat. Bring a couple more. I do think chariots are pretty strong here. Bone giants are kind of bad, IMO. Bring the catapult in reserve, and then Kefirgard. Kefirgard against the High Elves, not a bad idea. Just as long as the Fireborn don't run over them, they're pretty strong. Kyrian, not bad. Ushabti, not bad. And you got 750 gold left. Maybe a Nekar Horseman. This is a decent army here. You can get rid of the Kefir Guard and bring a couple Nekara warriors if you want. Cut those guys, and 800 gold. Yeah, Tomb King's good units tend to be pretty expensive. Which is where they run into problems oftentimes. Bring a Tomb Guard with the silver shields if you want. Good golly. What's going on here? Just indecisive. I think the Kefir Guard probably better in other matchups. They don't have a shield. Their regen is nice, but if they get poked by missiles, they'll just die horrendously. Maybe another Ushabti Greatbow. You know, just like good long-range poke that can punish horse archers for the high elves as well as their Lotherns. And just baseline archers and stuff like that is a good idea. Good general rule of thumb. And you want to engage the high elf archers as soon as possible and shut them down. And use your mobility in Ushabti to like grind down the units that your chariots aren't running over or your Ushabti Greatbows aren't killing. Oh, okay, Getzmane's here. Okay. We'll do some elves. Oh, high elves versus wood elves. Oh. I honestly don't actually know what's really good here. Let's get Tyrion though, let's try him out. Do we want fire magic? Metal magic would be pretty good. Lore of Shadows also generally pretty strong against the Wood Elves. I mean, fire magic to kill their infantry, not a bad idea at all. And you can still punish their cavalry pretty hard. Alright. But what do we want here army-wise? Missiles are a big risk. Big danger for us. Could go with regular archers, backed up by spearmen, but they tend to get cleared by dryads. Some Lotherns. I think Silverins might be too expensive. Rangers are gonna die to dryads. Please don't ready up on me so soon. Come on, man. Okay. This is definitely a tough matchup for the High Elves. Not easy at all. Do we need the shields on our Silver Helms? Actually think that would be pretty strong. Persevere through missile fire a little bit better. Maybe the mage doesn't come in the opening. I don't know, man. Tyrion is potentially good, potentially also gonna get swatted. Actually, maybe a bolt thrower or two wouldn't be a bad idea. Sure. And we're on Glade of the Everqueen again. Alright. God, money's so freaking awkward, man. I don't know how good Illyrian Reaver archers are going to be here, because they might just get absolutely pin-cushioned. Brother, I see you're ready, but I'm not ready. I don't play this faction. I need time. Don't do it! Please! Just a second. I don't know how good a Flamespire Phoenix is. Have Flamestorm. We will get a Bolt Thrower. We'll do this. Fine. So be it. Do we want more Silver Helms than anything? Maybe. A couple Illyrian Reaver Archer Cav, probably not a terrible idea. I don't know what White Lions of Trace are going to do. Phoenix Guard, I don't know about. Swordmasters of Hoeth, Mages. Any of these guys going to be good? Maybe a Noble. On a Chariot could be strong. Another Bowcav behind that. Alright, I mean, it's like a lot of, like, reasonably long-range poke. I don't know how the Noble's gonna do. Maybe okay. Maybe also just gets absolutely canned, though. Doesn't have AP or anything. Reasonably tanky. We'll figure it out. Just need to make sure that Tyrion doesn't get sniped, and I think we can have a reasonably good game here. Wood Elves could do a rush and put me on the back foot early, which would be pretty rough. Wood Elves, I think, in general, are probably a little stronger than the High Elves. 1, 2, doot.
Spearmen, we will obey. Archers.
We're going to see what the Talons of Torquilita can do. I could be completely useless here. Really no telling. Bolt Throwers are going to help cover the number 1. We're going to get them probably up here on this little hilltop. Oh, there's Arrow of Kurnus. Oh, and this army is freaking tiny. 6 units? The hell is he bringing? The fudge? What, like a Durthu Treeman Rush or something? Alright, that's a lot of stuff coming in real aggressive early, I'm guessing. It's probably some kind of insane heal blob is the intention. We'll try and persevere through it.
shall be done. Orders received. Northern Seaguard.
These guys are going to be 4.
Without fail.
Spear unit's going to go hide in the trees over on the other side, I think.
Northern Seaguard.
Just move up.
Understood. Elves of Alfwen.
Thing. Glade Lord, Forest Dragon.
For your homeland.
Going for like character sniping, I guess.
Defended.
Okay.
Victory.
Wild Riders, Lost Sylvan Knights, interesting choice. Okay. I think we bring out our Silver Helms then. I mean, we're gonna have to shut down the Wild Rider aggression. Although, are these shielded Wild Riders? Oh, they aren't. One of them isn't, at least. This one's not. Maybe we actually bring the maybe the Illyrian Reaver archers are the better option here. We can like push onto this back point a little bit. Higher quality early or longer range poke early? I mean, just because he doesn't have a lot of missiles on the field, I think these guys might actually end up being a little bit stronger. Alright, let's poke. Let's fire some shots off here with the bolt throwers. Try and poke a little bit.
As you say. Moving out.
I'm gonna get these guys forward.
Shall be done.
And we'll actually take some more room here. See what our opponent tries to do. And we will move up over here.
Victory.
Tyrion's just gonna hide in the trees, though. I mean, my opponent's going for like a build-up strategy or like something of a build-up strategy at the very least.
For Assyria.
Just gonna get out of range of the bolt thrower, which is smart.
Swiftly.
Just keep our stuff here. The Glade Guard are getting up in the range, and we'll pull back some.
Onward.
We'll save up for Silver Helms. My opponent could be getting aggressive here, which I think would be a good strategy, personally.
To the fray.
Not doing so, I think, is a little bit of a mistake. We're actually going to try and take this point.
Understood.
Let's just shoot these guys to frickin' shreds. We got a big ranged advantage over here right now. Eternal Guard, also going to be very squishy to the Bowman.
It will be done. Make of one cloud. It shall be done. Northern Seaguard. Let's
poke. Pull back. Getting aggressive over here. We don't have to commit. We can, like, try and lure in a little bit. And the Forest Dragons are just going to do their thing. We'll poke here.
For order. It will be done.
Alright, we just absolutely shit-canned the Glade Guard there. Try and shoot some of the infantry. We'll move over here. Let's get the Silver Helms, and let's get our Spearmen up on the point, and then Tyrion and the Mage are going to go over here. We'll get our other Silver Helm out.
Setting forth.
So just fat, tremendous volleys of damage coming in right now.
Seaguard. For duty.
Yeah, man, we just frickin' canned these guys early, which is awesome, awesome business. Good breath attack. Holy fucking crap. Seriously? That was insane.
Moving on.
Holy shit. Just one-shot me, basically. Just trying to get away.
Heir of Anarian.
Try and blob those guys up and, like, do damage to them with our, stuff.
Seaguard.
Let's just fire in here. Let's try and poke as much as possible. He's pulling out. Countercharged and did some reasonable damage, but let's not try and over-pursue too much on those guys. Let's bring the Cav in. These Illyrian Reaver Cav are going to be very good at poking. We need to get rear charges here. We need to kill the Wild Riders. They're very annoying. I cannot have them sticking around for an extended period of time. Now here's where we do this. We're gonna try and Burning Head and Sunfang the expensive shit to death here. And a lot of Sylvan Knights are actually just getting folded up. They're so freaking expensive, dude. Super costly units. We just have a big frickin' route going on against our opponent's units right now, which is really nice. Just keep poking here. Let's try and poke all these guys. The dragons are super freaking annoying. We did cap the number 3 objective, and we have our opponent's home objective. Fireborn gonna be really good in the late game. Let's get away from the dragon. See if Tyrion can fight that guy. Alright, we need something to punish the frozen wraiths there. Let's get away here. We'll stay engaged on them for a minute. And we'll use our silver helms aggressively here. Let's get those guys. Let's get those guys back up in the air.
Moving out. Cleanse the land.
Attack! As you say.
We got a good charge. Poking a lot at range and doing really well. Let's get a charge in here with the silver helms and just keep pushing and slowly crushing our opponent just with focus fire and good summons, because I don't think they can really do a whole lot at this point. Alright, we're gonna lose our bolt thrower, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. There's only 10 models left and we can shoot them here.
With me.
Where's my my mages here? Little burning head here. Oh, with the charge, that was fucking sick. That was nice. It one-shot that Glade Rider. Let's get away from those Eternal Guard. Let's try and pull back. Tyrion needs to get into combat somewhere. Let's sandwich there, actually. Pretty good spot for me. Just need to keep that guy alive. Get the Fireborn coming in, and they're gonna wreck this Forest Dragon. Oh yeah, baby. Die, Forest Dragon. Just need to get us around on it. It's a dunzo. Alright, and like Tyrion's gonna fight the Blade Lord here, but that's really not that bad for him. He should be able to hold reasonably well against that guy. We just need all of our rallying stuff to shoot here. Get on spray fire. We'll run up. We've got lots of cav left. We're gonna poke there. We'll get out here and we'll get some rangers to go kill these dryads. Yeah, we just need to focus that thing down, and it's done. Get in there, Tyrion. Our Illyrian Reavers are dying, but whatever. Can't keep everything alive. Let's hit these War Dancers before my opponent starts to move them. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the way. That's the good stuff right there. Now, Tyrion's just being disruptive. And we've got lots of tattered units, but we're still getting some reasonably good focus fire. And, yeah, we just need to make sure that dies. No reason to let it rally at the last minute here, or anything. On summon. Oh, and these bows need to advance, and they can poke the Glade Lord. Tyrion is in a, not the best spot. Definitely probably need to get him out of here. Although, you know what? He's just gonna stay and fight. He'll get a heal. He'll survive. Let's focus this guy down. Got a little more WOM coming in. That should be just frickin' devastating. Yeah, the Burning Heads, dude, are just disgusting. Such a good spell. Oh my god. I got a really good rotation, too. Cast this here too, even. Because none of these guys have armor.
Striking form.
So, I mean, look how much damage Sunfang did to these guys here. 1600 on Tyrion, he really hasn't had amazing fighting opportunities. They've been pretty mediocre. We're going to unsummon all this stuff. That's Rangers. Oh, the Fireborn are over here. I forgot about them. That's fine. Like I said, man, you know, as getting in good positions and not having to bail yourself out with good micro allows you to, like, free yourself up for, you know, more opportunities to, like, really finish your opponent off. Let's summon all this stuff. On the Bolt Thrower, I've done a very poor job of microing around. But doesn't really matter at this point. We are very ahead of our opponent. And we're just gonna, like, summon a bunch of stuff to keep swarming the field. Alright, Tyrion, get out of here. He's hard to kill, too. He's deceptively difficult to shut down. Just keep running. Maybe we can punish this guy. Tyrion can actually turn around and fight here for a minute. He'll be fine. He's got his heal item, so that'll proc real soon here. And the Fireborn, they actually do have an order onto the infantry unit. So if you're in a one-on-one fight like Tyrion's got here, like, he's just going to have to survive. It's better to hammer down your opponent's supporting unit before you commit to trying to kill the single entity because of the way that combats resolve. Much more favored for me to be up in the infantry department. Yeah, the Fireborn just wrecked that stuff there. Oh, baby. Beautiful. I don't know, dude. Maybe this is a hard matchup for the Wood Elves. Who's to say? Oh my god, dude. The Lothern Sea Guard. 1,700 value here. Holy Jesus. 1,100 on those Lotherns. The Bolt Thrower wasn't all that great. I wasn't microing it very well. Fireborn did well. The Silverhelms did reasonable. The Illyrian Reaver Archers were solid. Illyrian Reaver Cav wasn't that good. Just good focus fire with the bows, man, made all the difference there for me. It just kept the Wood Elves off balance, and their cav got folded up pretty badly early. Even though my cavalry didn't do tremendously outside of the Fireborn, it was on the field for a majority of the game. And they at least recouped some of their cost on a little bit better basis than the Wild Riders. So even though these guys only got 122 value, they're 550 gold. And the Wild Riders only getting about 300. These guys cost 1,000 and 1,100 respectively. It's way worse than these guys getting 122 value. 600 on my 1,000 gold. Silverhelm is a little closer to reasonable, and this Silverhelm got 1,200. So that was nice. I'm pretty impressed, truth be told, by the High Elves. They're really that bad? I don't know, man. The Bowfire seems pretty annoying. They're not good against rush factions. A lot of the really strong factions can rush you down. That's probably where the High Elves fall off pretty bad. Seem decent, though. Like, reasonable all-rounders. And Getsmane's a really good player. So, you know, that's a pretty good indication that maybe this faction has some teeth. So, anyways, I think I'm just gonna leave it off here. I'm probably just gonna upload this second game to the YouTubes. Why not? I mean, really, honestly, I think I do kind of see the strategy that Getzbane is going for, but wasn't able to, like, reasonably hold on to the back point. Maybe should have just committed to the build-up a little bit more. Who's to say, though? Normally, it's not bad when your opponent moves up on your back objective like I did, but... in this scenario, I was able to just, like, force him forward way earlier than I think he really wanted to approach me, and the cavalry fights were just horrendous for him. That's really what lost him this game. It's a little experimental. I don't know about double dragons, but the High Elves can do big SE goon squads, which can be really difficult to contend with. Maybe that's what Getzbane was expecting, and I just brought a more traditional army that took him completely off guard, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, later, guys. And hope you've learned a little bit about the High Elves here. I didn't talk a ton about strategy, but really it's just focus firing. Keeping your formations like appropriately spaced and active. That's getting me these wins here, because like the micro is honestly it's not, my micro is solid but not spectacular. It's just been the being able to outposition my opponents based on their builds and where I'm recognizing the potential weaknesses that they might have. And that first game, the weakness of the Tomb Kings was being able to play the second objective. And for this Wood Elf build, it was being able to play all three objectives early and force them out of their build-up. And just keeping them on the back foot. Because, you know, I took the middle objective, I was skirmishing over, or I took the their home objective, and I was skirmishing over the third objective in a way that they couldn't ignore, so they kind of pressed the, they kind of just accelerated into me early. Yeah. We'll see how it shakes out another time. It would probably be a completely different build, but, you know, that's where you can always build your army completely different. This is just a very solid all-rounder type of High Elves to bring in, you know? Nothing too crazy, but not a lot of vulnerabilities in this army. And honestly, I'm thinking that maybe High Elves, like a build like this, if I were going up against a faction that had some heavy armored stuff, the only thing that I would like change out is, you know, just the Fire Mage and just bring Metal Magic with Plague of Rust, so that the Lothern Sea Guard can pound heavily armored targets a little bit easier. I think that would be the only thing that I would change, but this is a good, solid, like, all-around build for the High Elves to use. And you can just switch your lords in and out depending on what you want to accomplish. Like, I brought Tyrion here because he's hard to snipe because he has heals. Sunfang's really good against light armored stuff. Gets you a lot of value with just a few good casts. And he did have two really good ones that probably got him about 400 value here. Maybe even a little more. And then, of course, Fire Magic, just to punish the Wood Elf units, because I didn't have a lot of DPS infantry. I don't have a lot of chaff clear here. I've got lots of stuff to try and win the mobility engagements and poke at range. So the enemy closing the distance was the biggest threat, and my units held fairly well while the Fire Mage was able to weaken stuff down, and whatever was left, I was able to just use my tattered Lotherns and other tools to be able to poke them away at that point. That breath attack on the Talons was just nasty work, and I really gotta congratulate Getzbane on that one, but probably needed more value from those breath attacks to win that game. Really didn't need to be quite as aggressive moving with the cavalry, because I didn't have a lot to pressure these dragons. And I think just more value out of them would have gotten Getzbane into a better spot. I did have the archers, though, to poke them. They don't do the most damage in the world, but Forest Dragons do have pretty low armor, and are pretty reliant on missile resist to keep them alive. But yeah, anyways. that's it for me. There's so many things going into all of the games, you know. I love doing these long post-game breakdowns, just to reflect on the battles, future strategies and ideas, a little bit of everything for me. So yeah, take care, guys. And I'll see y'all on the next one. GG's. Peace.